Oh, yeah. Good morning. My goodness, it's Tuesday. I didn't trade on Monday, so I feel like I got all that energy from Monday and it's going to carry on today. Let's see. I do not know. I'm almost done here. Let me just share this real quick. Oh, yeah. All right, it's done. Well, thank God that I woke up today. I get to do my mission. I get to do his work today again. This week, whatever happened last week, it is totally irrelevant. It does not matter. It does not matter. Today is a new day. So think like that. Start off fresh. Not a big deal what happened last week. I did have 2 red days, I believe. I think it was last week. But again, the trick always with red days is always the same. Just don't lose more than you can afford, and don't lose more than you make. I think you'll be all right. We're at 36. We got a gap at the 28. Maybe we do fill that gap. I might want to take one long here. All right. So, I mean, 95% of my trades are all long. I sit here every single morning or every day, pretty much talking about how, I buy. So I'm pretty confident that yesterday I was going to buy. And yeah, I should have traded for sure. But could have, would have, should have. That's all hindsight. That's in the past. Today we're here hovering right at 30, 34. I'm just wondering if we're going to fill that gap very quickly. That would put us at the 28 level. So I hope we do. And then we get a nice bounce like that. We get the dip below this support right here. And then we get the rip back above. There is an ultimate target or a magnet that I think the market is kind of hunting for. And you can see this right here with my big time frame chart. I got pulled up for you, the daily chart here. I think a major back test is this 54.50. So if we do get, I guess you could say, a dead cat bounce or any form of bounce on ES, whether that's, obviously within the next couple of days, that could serve us as a magnet. So just understanding what a magnet is in the market can potentially save you from, thinking that we're just short, or bearish, because even though, yes, we are technically bearish, that does not mean that we go straight down. If the market were that easy, well then, yeah. So I should have been long here already, I think, of this 34 level, of course. I didn't take it yet. I just wanted to wait for market to open on up. I still might take it. Like I said, I just hope we don't go straight up. We got a gap potential fill at 52.28. So I'll be watching for that gap to potentially fill first and then make our move upwards. That would definitely get me to be long instantly. So I want to wait. I just don't want this to rip right now. I'm not looking for any form of short. I am not feeling bearish at all until this level breaks. I mean, at that point, I don't want to touch it anymore. It's just one trade. I'm done. That's my game plan for right now. And then potentially I got another one at the bottom, but let's not discuss that one because that's irrelevant. Right now, I just want to see if this trade is going to play out, make it work, take the profit, walk away, and that's it. And be grateful with everything. Right now, we do want to get long that 32. Just watching over for that potential gap fill, as I stated. I don't think this is a short by any means. I should have been long already. God damn it. Let me see how this is. Yeah, it looks fine. Because we shifted some things around here. I think it looks better. It looks better in my opinion. Makes me wonder why I haven't I should be long already. That 32 bounced that 34. We got down there. I wanted to get filled somewhere in the middle here. I don't want to bid the level dead on. I don't need to be in a rush. The market has been pulling back, so you know it's a wise idea to exercise a little bit of extra patience. So I do want to get long. Like I said, I just want to know if we're gonna fill that gap. Wow, this thing got pushing overnight. 5,300. We've dipped so far a bit more than 50 points. 52.30. I like it. I want to buy it. Just like I said, there's been quite a bit of volatility, right? So I just don't want to be in a rush to buy this. Although I'd like it as a long. I gotta say, it's a long for me. I don't see this as a short. As long as we hold this support here, I think we're still fine. I just gotta try to buy around 34, 30 area. That's a buy area for me. Even yesterday, if you try to short yesterday because of the overnight sell, you got wrecked. You got to understand that intraday moves don't really have follow through sometimes. So even though we sold, look what happened yesterday. We just rallied, right? Not saying that's going to happen today. I'm just simply saying that I don't really care what happens if we sell or we pump. It makes no difference. The points are the levels. Can the supports hold? Can the resistances hold? And right now, I mean, we could easily dip, of course. I don't know. I just know that this is support here. So I'm trying to long. I see this as a long. There is a bit more volatility. This is exactly why I did not get in long here. And of course, I mean, I got that trigger. This would be my long entry right here typically. But that was at 540. I wasn't here. Like, this is as sweet as it's going to get right there. That is a setup. That's a long all day. So all we're doing right now is I want to see that back test of this level here. It's as simple as that. Nothing fancy, nothing too crazy. You got to filter out all the noise. If you're like thinking about what the banks are thinking, what the rates are going to do, like what anybody else is doing except you, that's how you're going to lose. You got to just filter out the noise. I don't care if the stock if the stock market is going down, lower, it doesn't matter. Of course, I mean, you got to do some analysis on that too. Like, yes, we sold, we're bouncing off supports, but we're also breaking support. So we're in a very balanced market now. You might be like, oh, but we just had some massive red days. Isn't it like the end of the world kind of thing? I mean, we'll see, but no, I don't think so. I think there's some profit taking going on, and yeah, that's about it. There is an ultimate magnet. If this rally can continue, I do think there is a target potential to backtest the 5450. I'm not gonna get into why. I'm just putting it out there. That 5450, I think, wants to get hit. It would make sense, kind of like how we backtest that 88 level. I was streaming that whole time. You can see this here. I actually got this trade as well. So it's not luck or coincidence. It's all being recorded right here. This 88 level, which was a crucial backtest from a technical analysis point of view, and we did, and we also filled that gap that was there too. So we do get this dump. We got this nice dump, might I add, but it happened overnight, really. But anyway, so now if we do continue to hold these supports, we can continue to kind of push our way back up to the top and potentially backtest this major backtest bounce, which would put this target overall at 5450. I'm not going to get into why that's important, but just understanding that if this is a magnet right now, we're not going to get there right now. I'm just saying, like, if that is a current magnet to the market, well, then it's going to provide with some good upside potential in the coming days. We will see. But I am looking at this as the long. I'm just wondering if they're going to fill the gap at 28. I wouldn't short for the gap fill. You know what I think about gap fills. Gap fills, I mean, if they work, they work. If they don't, well then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't look for that. It's a technical point of view game from me. I can take you back. There's more gaps in that chart than there are in between my teeth. Like, they don't always fill. When they do, they're great, but they don't always fill. $28 would be a nice back level right now if we do sell. I don't want to FOMO long into this. I do. You might be like, well, why don't you long if you think the market's going up, right? It's not that simple too, because we can chop around in here, right? The market's been pretty volatile. There's no need to rush for an entry for me. I don't need to trade in here. We might rally, I understand, but that's where controlling your emotions as a trader come in. You need to control your emotion. And I feel like I've gotten a whole lot better now, especially, I'll say it. Okay, I'll say it. So a couple of years back, it happened that when I was working construction, I got started smoking. So I'm gonna openly say, now that I feel like I can, you know, say it. And yeah, I decided to quit that. I'm like, I'm gonna level up my game. So yeah, so I decided to quit smoking, and I did. And now it's been over a month since I haven't touched one, and I feel great now. I'm feeling like almost at my peak, plus better because I don't obviously have the nicotine with need anymore. I have been smoking for like what, 7 years, but not really too heavy, but at the same time, not too lightly either. So I have quit in the past, but it never happened like how this time around was. This time it hit me really good. Like, I would come here and I was so impatient. I was like, no, I need to buy right now this thing. It's gonna go without me. Like, it was triggering me with a lot of emotion in here. And then I would leave. Let's say I took a loss or a win. I would go walking out of this office, you know, not upset, but kind of upset. Wondering about, like, what the fudge? Like, what did I do wrong? And then I would make money and I'll be like, fudge, I should have made more. Like, it was just emotion all over the place, but I'm thankful that that is all gone, I think, by now. I didn't want to say nothing while it was happening, because then you might be like, oh, it's an excuse. The guy's going to try to use it as an excuse why he did shit. Or the guy's going to try to use it as an excuse of why he did good. There is no excuses, but now I'm starting to feel good. Oh my goodness, it is unbelievable what nicotine can do to you. So you know what? If you have never smoked, don't do it. Don't do it. Because now I got to deal with another thing. Like, I guess the past month since I've been going through those withdrawals, the first 2 weeks I was doing pretty good with my diet, but then now I gained a little bit of weight. But I'm not worried about that, because I know that once my mood came back, I would start going to the gym again. I typically go 4 or 5 times a week. It's not a stress for me, but the mood is the problem. Your mood is all over the place. Your mindset is just, it's a wild ride on your mind. And for those reasons, I recommend you don't do it. But now that the worst is over, I think, and even though I know that nicotine withdrawals might come back slightly or whatever, so some certain emotion might come into play in the future, I think the worst is over, and I want to thank God, because when I was going through them, they were pretty bad. Like, I would feel pretty shitty. I would come here, I had no patience to watch these charts. These lights was bothering me. Everything about trading in general was kind of not the greatest. So if you have something that you are kind of going through, try not to trade through those times. But I feel good. I feel good. My goodness. One day I'm like, my heart's pumping too much. I'm like, I need to go see a doctor right now. My heart's pumping too much. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm like, no, you're not. Take it easy. Relax. Okay, so we're coming back down to this price. We got the gap fill potential at 28. Don't forget, there's that juicy gap that we could potentially fill right here, 28. I will put that in orange. We're waiting to get filled right now. You can see my order is set right there. We are on express funded accounts through Top Step. I'm not going to give them too much credit because they don't pay me. If they started paying me, maybe I'll talk more about them. I already do enough talking about them. And that's another reason too. I'm not on a combine. If I was on a combine, I would have longed it already. But this choo-choo train went up, I think. As long as this level down here holds, if we get the dump, well, then there's another plan. But until this does not break, this choo-choo train went up. So I want to be long the choo-choo train. You don't go in front of a moving train and tell it to stop. It doesn't work like that. You're going to get wrecked each and every single time. You're better off going with it. I'm just going to draw this here. Once we crack that, we're going 52. But fingers crossed it doesn't do it right now. Are there any news, any numbers? Let me see. There's a lot of tension in with Iran, Israel, and a bunch of other things going on worldwide. But I honestly think that's, I mean, this dip was going to happen regardless, right? Like, the first dip we get in like a year, like proper dip, everybody starts losing their mind. How's the end of how's the stock market crash? Like, have they not seen the chart for the last 2 years? This thing just keeps on going higher. This thing is inevitably gonna come down. And that is a good thing. There's no need to panic. So we're getting another bounce of 36. I don't want a long 36. That is too high for me, because if we do fill that gap, we're pushing all the way down to 28. That is too much drawdown for me to hold down through. And that's why I'm not long yet. But you got to risk the biscuit to make some money sometimes. So I do understand that if I miss it, well, then I miss it. At least good thing I know where to short. See, trading is, I would say 70%, I guess, your strategy and your homework and what you do, how you do it. Or maybe 50. Yeah, 50. Maybe even less, 40. Because I'm thinking the amount of time I actually take to make my levels and everything. Yeah, you need like 70% patience to actually execute your plan. You only need one trade. Like if you want to scalp it, yes, you would need more than one. And I'm not gonna criticize scalpers. Do whatever you gotta do. But if you're making 3 points of each candle and you're just looking for this like resistance here and this support here, I would obviously side with the long here. But I'm just saying, like, unless you're taking, like, you got long here, you're taking profit here, and then you're looking for multiple trades, then I don't know. Like, then you need more plan, I guess. But like I say, this is my obvious setup. I talk about this on the stream, so I'm not making anything up. We get the dip below support, the rip above it. I take the long, and then look at that. This is all one leg to the upside. You can find 100 different ways to trade from here all the way to 5,300. You can find 1,000 ways to trade all that. But in my eyes, there's only one. Just take the long here, take the profit at resistance. I couldn't be making that any simpler. So again, I want to take the long of support and potentially take that ultimate profit at that 52 level. 52. I do think we want to crack that 52.74 level. And like I told you, I think that the magnet for the market right now is 54.50. So that would put us a little bit over 200 points higher. Of course, it doesn't mean I'm going to get 200 points on the trade. I'm just simply saying that if you understand the magnet is there, well, that's direction on the market. So come on, let's get filled down here. I just don't want to see it because it's not market open yet. The market could easily dip still. It might just rip. We'll see. The key is always the same. Just wait for that entry. We are currently doing this kind of bear flag here. So I guess if you trade that, you can always see that as being resistance. This is the bear flag. We are currently below VWAP. I think if we could go a little bit lower before we go higher, that would be amazing. But I do think this choo-choo train wants up. We'll see. The problem is, like, these trades, they come up when I'm sleeping or I'm not on the computer. Like this trade right here. Why can't we get that here? Look at end of day yesterday. End of day yesterday was amazing. It looked so good. It's always the same shape. It's always the same thing. You got support. Even like this. You got support. You got the dump. Yes, this was kind of a weird kind of trap, but it's still nonetheless. Boom. Back test. Boom. And then overnight, it was just juicy. All right, so that's the bear flag. You know what I think about bear flags. I hope they crack. They bounce off support because little do retail and bear flag traders know that they are actually shorting into a level of support. So I love this type of setup. I love when it looks bearish above the support. It lets me know that we might get bouncing from that support level. I take the long. Yeah. If it happens, it wouldn't be the first time, nor the second, nor the third, nor the fourth that I stream it, so don't be surprised. NQ, NQ. NQ is shaping out the same as ES right now. They are literally looking like... They're kind of looking like twins. Obviously, they're similar products, same thing. Each one is. But. All right, the bear flag has cracked. The bear flag has cracked. Just please go lower. Not 36. 36 is not enough for me. All right, market's gonna open on up in 5 minutes. Come on, market dip to that 28, close the gap, and I can get long. I should have been long already, but like I said, I just want to be patient. I want to exercise a little bit of extra patience today. Oh, come on. You see that? You see what we're talking about? It already kind of played out. We got the bear flag break. We got the bear flag kind of break and then the ripper. Patience. Patience is the name of the game. If I miss it, oh well. Well, well, well. Look where we're going. Up. Could have, would have, should have, got long. I just didn't want to get long 36. I might stop down here. I should have seen all those bounces, though. I mean, I saw them. I see them, but there's 10 points. There is 10 points. I'm not going to say anything. I didn't trade it because I didn't get my level properly, but if you were looking short, if you were looking to the downside this morning, well, at least not trading would have saved you some money right there. I didn't trade it. I fumbled it. I thought we were going to get to that 34. There was a good reason to go for the gap fill. Sometimes your plan doesn't play out. But if you were thinking short this morning, well, you just got blown up. See, and that's where people think that trading is all about catching every move. And it's not. Like, I didn't long this. Could have made money, yes. But at the same time, I didn't lose anything. Just understanding where the market direction wants to go, how the market is shaping out, where support is at. That can oftentimes keep you out of trouble. If you thought that this was going to crack and you shorted and you lost, well, I mean, you lost. Right? So sometimes not doing anything and just staying out of it because you know not to trade, that can sometimes be a trade in itself. And we got the dip again. Oh my God, we back tested 36. I don't know. I'm not getting long that level. It's too much play in there. Too much. Damn. Get ready for the volatility. I think that volatility is coming. So I'm going to be playing it a little bit safer now. I just saw that dip like that. Volatility is here again. Gotta watch out. On times like this, you gotta size down. You cannot trade like how you normally trade with full size. One contract is plenty. All right. Can we get the dip? Market's gonna open on up in 45 seconds. That 30-28 level must hold or else we're going downtown. All right, there's 34 finally. Come on, push it a little bit lower. 29, and market's gonna open on up. Fudge, I didn't get long. I wanted to wait. Come on, man. Come on, close this candle at the low. Market's gonna open on up now. Fuck. Oh, okay, we're at the low again. All right, I'm gonna take this long here. Fuck, I'm gonna have to risk a little bit. I gotta give it some play. Right at 34. There's a lot of volatility. Remember, do not forget, there is a lot of volatility. Lots. So, watch out. That 30 must hold. I cannot see price below that 30. Come on, don't go for the gap fill now. Fuck. Come on, come on. Bounce, 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 bounce. NQ is doing its job. NQ looking definitely a little bit more bullish. Stronger than ES currently. Come on. Come on, ES. Get this bounce. Come on, ES. Don't do it. Gotta watch price closely. If we can't bounce out of here really quick, I'm gonna probably get out. Come on, ES. Come on. Hold that 30 level. We got that nice 30 level. Support bounce. Play. All right, let's rally, 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 rally. We got to break that goddamn 44. Not 40. Well, yeah, ultimately 44. Come on, ES. We're opening up with a little bit of chop. We're up 200 currently. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. I know volatility is here, so like I said, you got to be a little bit patient, a little bit cautious. Light size, do not be over trading. You're trying to over trade inside here. I feel sorry for you. And most importantly, is going to be that profit take. You have to take profit. I'm not going to be greedy like before. 500, that's 10 points already. Boom, boom, boom. 512, I locked it in. Look at that. Where are we going? We're going straight for that 52 level. Is that not what I said? Oh my God. Come on, people. Oh my God. This is just too good. Honestly. My order was sitting here at this 32. And I said, I want to see this dip. Potentially 30. Maybe fill the gap fill at 28. And I want to see the bounce play from this level. That's all we got to do. Take the play. Have the stop. Oh my God. And then where are we going? We're going back up. So you got to take profit where it makes sense. This is that first level of resistance. I don't know if we're going to go any further. I do understand that the target for me would be this 52. But there's a shitload of volatility and there's nothing wrong with taking profit. Lock it in. That's already over 10 points that I locked in on there. Come on. What more do you want? Who cares what happens now? Trading is all about being a sniper. You see the play, you see the setup, you take your one shot. Boom. You're not over trading inside this range. And besides the money, tell me how much points you get on, like scalpers get on a trade. 3 points, 5 points. Like, no. One trade is all you need. One. And that, again, will prove my point about the greatest game of ping pong. Look at it. It even looks like the goddamn ping pong. Look at it. Look. Something like that. Let's replay that. Top, bottom. And take a wild guess where we're at. In the middle. And that's exactly why it's important, extremely important for you to get in long, take the profit at a pre-planned level, and that's it. You're done. Yes, I didn't make as much as I would have liked to. I'm only up $522. But again, It's better to play it safe on a day like today. And you got to put everything into perspective. It is only 500 people in this country. Okay, I don't want to talk too loud in case, you know, I get loudy sometimes. People in this country, they make about 300 and something per month. Okay, per month. If you're lucky, you make 6, but let's say they make around 300. In Canada, I was like, when I was working construction, I was beating my ass for 1,000 Canadian per month, working 40 hours a week. I just made 522. I don't know, in like 2 minutes. Like, what am I gonna do? Cry about it? And that's 522 US. Yes, I should have made a lot more, but oh well. It's only $500, right? I'm telling you. You see that? Like, I don't know if you were here watching. I was talking about this bounce play, right? Obviously, right now, I don't know if I would take it again because the market's everly changing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to just be stuck up on one thing forever, right? But at the time when this was like this, it was too easy. Like, the bear flag was going to crack, as we mentioned. The bear flag was a good thing if it cracked because everybody would pile on short. And then where are we bouncing from? From a level of support. I don't know if they understand what support is. We get that bounce of support. We get the ripper back up. You take the profit and you walk away. You got to be a sniper, especially on days like with extreme volatility like yesterday and today. You cannot be over trading. You cannot be trading heavy size, and you have to lock in profit. You have to lock in profit. You cannot get greedy. You cannot. And technically speaking, I mean, I wouldn't take this anymore. No more for me. I'm just saying, like, as long as we are above this 28, 30 level, I still like it as a long. It's just the more we continue to test, it's no good. We should have got this bounce minimum to 52. So, but whatever. Market's going to change. As long as this level does not crack, I mean, we can go up. And if it does, well, then there's another plan. But yeah, the like. It will help the algorithm actually too. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll take another setup. But for now, it's still the same setup. And I already traded it. So I'm not going to do it anymore. But you saw that plan. We talked about it. Like, how is it so that support and resistance works like this? I don't know. But I just know it works. Look where we bought. I bought here. But I wanted to buy here. Like, look at this thing. It's just... it's so good. Take the long here. You take the profit over 10 points on that thing. It's easy. No need to trade multiple times. And if you do, at least do it the right way. Like, if you're going to really, really feel like, you know, like you want to guess, well, this is the top and this is the bottom here, right? Or not even that. I would say this 52 is. How's it going? Look at that. We got people from Portugal. That is amazing. We appreciate that. I know you're on vacation, so. And support still holding up again. My goodness. Tell me we didn't talk about that setup, though. I said if it happens again, it won't be the first, the second, the third, the fourth time that we stream it. That bear flag breaks. We get the good old bounce from good old support. And then where do we go? Well, right back up. So all I do is take the long, take the profit, and yeah. Like I said, we are on XFAs today, so I wanted to be very patient. And there's a lot of volatility, so. But if I could leave you with something, I'm not going to trade anymore. I already made good, half decent coin. I should have made more, though. But, without talking about that so much, if I could leave you with a thought, is this is the bottom, right? That's the bottom. This is kind of like the target right now, the top. As long as we're inside of that range, inside 52 and 30, You can find a million different reasons on how to trade this. Million different ways. The market is obviously doing things to trap players, to make you think that we're having a trend line break or a bear flag. Whatever the market is doing, it's going to try to fool you into feeling emotion, right? Whether that's FOMO, whatever. The point is simple. Unless you're long from down here, there is no need for you to trade in here. Don't do it. Do not do it. You will get chopped up in here quicker than you don't have enough money for the market, basically. You can get chopped up in here and lose it all. Yeah. That's all I kind of want to leave you with. Until this support breaks, then I know we're bearish. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter now. Market's going to change. Market's going to change. Especially with the days we've been having. The bears. Congratulations to the bears, though. They finally showed up. Oh, my goodness. And that's the thing. I don't wait for them to come, right? Like, people have been on Twitter trying to call the top, trying to call everything for the past year and a half. And they've lost money a year and a half trying to call the top. And by the time that they're actually right, when the market's ready to sell, they have no credibility in my eyes. So the gap has been filled. We closed at 52.28 yesterday. Now the question is, can we bounce from there? And yeah, or not? I don't think we're still bearish yet. Like I said, until it crashes completely, but that doesn't mean I want to get long here. I want to see the flush and the reclaim. The setups never change. We have filled the gap. So you see, we filled it now. But if you try to short to fill the gap, to get the gap fill at open, you would have gone wrecked. First you get wrecked and then the gap closes. That's why you don't look for the gap fill. I don't want to be long here. Let it do whatever it wants to do. The setup already kind of played out there. Now I want to know. Because that's the game of ping pong. I think one of the rules is once you get the bounce from support, you have to reclaim one level of resistance. So meaning I would have liked to see 52 get reclaimed. And then we could have basically range bound between these levels here. 52, 66, somewhere like that. And then you want to take the long off here. That's what I would do. Because you get it. We got to step up the ladder. We got to continue going upwards. Because if we don't, if we continue to bounce from support, it makes it weaker each and every single time. Right? And look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces before it kind of is caving now. Without even counting these here. A risky play, I wouldn't take this one, but a risky play would be if price comes back up. All I would want to do is get short somewhere here, this level, with my stop above here. Why? Because this was support, right? So the idea of support is short, stop here, and then we go lower. Because that support is going to be turned into resistance. I don't take those personally, not that much. But I'm just saying that, you know, that's one of the things that I would do. One of the setups that I'm looking for all the time too. I just don't like to take them as much, especially when I'm already green on the day. There's really no need for me to try to push anymore. But why I view the market this way is because now I understand that we might be bearish below this support. Simple as that. I don't want to guess when we're bearish. Like when we were getting these bounces, I don't want to guess that this was going to be the top. You get what I mean? You need to see weakness. You don't want to be first to the party, as they say. You don't want to be last either. You kind of want to be in that sweet spot where you're like, where you get there right when the drinks are fresh and the party's going. You're in the middle of it. And you can see where we're, oh my goodness, look at that. They're pushing this thing back up. Are they? We're getting stuck at this level, 30, 34 level. You might wonder why. Why are we getting stuck here now? Same thing. Support now turned into resistance. Look at that. 30 to 34. This is exactly the same box we had drawn up this morning. Or something like this. I think it was like this, actually. Is that coincidence? I don't know, but it just plays out that way consistently over and over. If I had taken that short somewhere around that 30 level, well, my first target is going to be first level of support. You don't need to guess this game. Don't guess it. It's better not to guess. Your ultimate target is going to be somewhere at the bottom down here at this 5,200 down here. There's a lot of support there. I wouldn't expect price to crack that. It might, but why guess? See, look at that. We got denied there. Is that coincidence? We got the dump, the back test. So we had the level of support. You got to picture it. Got the level of support. We break it. That level stays there. We bounce from somewhere, and then we go back to retest that level, and then we get denied there, which is exactly what just happened. The break, back test right here, and then are we going to go lower? I don't know. I don't want to take that one, but we are a little bit more bearish if that level continues to break. And I don't take them because of this particular reason, that it's, I don't know. I like the longs better. If price gets back above this 30, 34, I would take the long, probably. That's why I don't like the shorts. I don't like the shorts. I don't care. I'll say it here. In theory, we should have gone lower, but we didn't. Oh my goodness. I think I should have been long after this 30 reclaim here. But I don't know. I already traded this. I don't like to be trading inside of a range where we already tested it many times. Like I keep saying, you cannot take every trade. You cannot. You'll go crazy. Now I would want some acceptance. Let price get maybe to this 40 level and then kind of ping in here. And then I know we would have accepted price above again. And then look at this. This is starting to look like a trap again. You see this low here? You got to let the market play out. Look at this. This is the low overnight, sort of, right? This is that low there. We get the trap to the downside. Let me put this even narrower like this. We get the trap below. We get the reclaim of that level that we are breaking down. And then we are starting to kind of make this V for, you know what, for victory. Let me see if I can draw this a little bit better. This is a patent that I have, okay? This is the V for victory. But where's the entry long? It would have to be somewhere here. It's a failed breakdown. It's called the trap. That's why I don't like the shorts, because more often than not, they become a trap. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of market volatility. Please don't be over trading in this. You have to take your shot, take the profit, walk away. That's a sweet setup right there. Boom. I would not be surprised now if we get to that 52 finally. It was inevitable. It was inevitable. And that's why I say, like, days like yesterday, I would have done really extremely well because, well, I buy most 95% of my trades, 98 are all long. I'm not saying that lightly. It's because they are. I would have bought yesterday. The first dip. The same thing as today. Oh my gosh. I will not be surprised if we get going to that 52 level. I don't like a used up toy. That's why I didn't take this one anymore. I already made money from that. I'm good. I don't want to do. We're chopping a little bit. I'm definitely not bearish anymore. After this trap here, until this doesn't crack, this is now our low. This is now our must hold level, our 21 level right here. So we got to adjust these lines. This is now support right here. And resistance stays the same. This is the trap down here to the bottom. If you're not trading traps, I'm telling you, you're missing out on the entire trend. You will miss out on a lot of what the market is trying to tell us. You don't trade the traps, I don't know. This choo-choo train went up. The scenario is back to being bullish again. It was bearish for 1 second, and then boom, just like that, we're back to being bullish again. And I'm not saying we're bullish because we're printing green candles. No, we're back to being bullish because we reclaimed a level of support that we tried to break down. As long as this level continues to hold, again, we go up. 52. I prefer to see 52 get broken. Maybe bounce of 61. I mean, get a dip below from 61. And then I want to get long 52 right here. Because at that point, I know that this trap here is going to pay. We got to adjust this. That 52 wants to get hit. I'm telling you, I've said that since I turned on this goddamn stream. This 52 wants to get hit. It is inevitable. When I say inevitable, it means that it's going to happen. I didn't put my signature on it though, so. Yeah. We're below the VWAP. Look at this. Look at this. I like this setup here. So let me get out the other charts actually. So you see the SPY? We were just below that VWAP. That's the SPY chart at the bottom here. If you got short there at the VWAP, you got wrecked. You're getting wrecked. And that's exactly why I don't trade VWAP. The VWAP, I have it on my chart there just because I know where people are going to lose money. That's about it. This choo-choo train went up. And then you know when I say that the setups of the traps are the beginning of the move? I gotta have proof to say that, right? Like, you gotta have confidence if you want to come on, especially in the YouTube world, to come here, sit in front of people and sit in front of the goddamn, market and argue a point of what you're trying to make or your strategy. This is the trap here. We flushed the level of support. You can see this here. This is our support, the low. This is the trap. You got to follow this along, okay? We flushed the support. It does three things. We take the stops from all these longs, okay? We take the stops. Creates liquidity. What else does it do? It traps the shorts. Anybody who's FOMO short is going to get short. And their stops are going to go where? Here, here, and back into the same range. So when the market reverses back into the range, we have a lot of liquidity now. And we've trapped the shorts. And lastly, because we've left unfinished business with these stops here, these stops here, these stops here, and then guess, these stops here. Guess where we're going to hunt the liquidity that is still sitting up there from the overnight drop. That's called a trap. Look at that. We saw this live. We talked about how we were not looking for bearish anymore above this level here. That is the setup right there. You learned that. I think that I obviously got to get better at it as well. But if you, that is the $1 million strategy right there. That trap right there. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't care if they've been trading for 10, 20 years. I will stand this trap strategy against anybody. That I don't care. It's the beginning of all the moves. And that V for victory, it played out once again. Look at that. It's slapping you across the face if you are short. That's the V for victory. This here, this chart right here, it is what I've been kind of like for years banging my head across the wall how the duck this thing works. Like, how can I be here? How can I put myself here? I don't want to get long, you know what I mean, as these candles are printing here. I'm sorry if it's looking all like messy. I don't want to get long here. I don't want to get long here. I want to get long right here. Like, how do I figure out something that can tell me to get long here? That's what I used to think about. And it used to stress me the hell out every single night. Like, how do I figure out this game? What is it? Well, I think I figured it out for myself. It's the ducking trap. I just told you years of freaking research. I'm not even joking. I have pictures of me at 16 years old reading about the market. I didn't trade him, but I used to read about this thing. Oh my God. Of course, it couldn't do it when I was long here, right? It couldn't do it. But it doesn't matter. Fudge, I should have taken that long again. We would have been up a lot more. And I wanted to get long 52, but unfortunately, you can see here, we never got the back test of 52. I don't just FOMO long. And you see why I don't take those trades, the shorts that I was talking about. I said, I mean, that it could work. Like, that's how I view the market, as a short when we break down. We got to break down a support. But I don't take them because this is what happens when it fails and we have a failed breakdown or we have a trap. This shit happens. You get ripped apart. And I can go back in time and show you proof of why I view the market like that. When we break down, you want to get short at the retest of that level. Look at it on a big time frame. I got to give you proof, right? Like, if I'm here sitting down telling you about the way I view the market, well, how can I give you some proof? And the good thing is I don't need to actually go make any proof up. I can just show you. So this 88 level, that was a very key level where we got denied on this particular day and on a macro level, right? You can see that this was very clear support. It was actually a previous all-time high. So we got the breakout here. We turned it into support. We get a couple bounces, a couple traps until we finally break it down. And you can see we get a nice dip. And then we get a nice rip. And then guess where we got denied? At this 88 level. Okay. So basically it's rinse and repeat the same formula. We don't need to guess. So where is the major backtest currently right now? As I already kind of went over it this morning, if we continue to rally and hold some supports, which today we are doing a good job doing that, I think we ultimately want to come back up to retest this target on bounce area I got drawn up right here, this 54.50 level. Why? I don't really want to get into too much reason why, because that would extend this video way too long. But yeah, I think that this is the current magnet right here. Yes. Kind of like that 88 level, right? Same thing. Beautiful level of support. Beautiful. 28-30 level playing out. Look at that. Unbelievable. Cause you move me. We're still not back testing 52. Because you move me. And I think that's another good point to make too. Like, don't come here and look at the chart from the overnight and think that that's the direction for today. Because overnight we sold off, right? Look at the 15-minute chart. Overnight we sold off, kind of like yesterday. And if you got short this morning, well, boom, boner candle right back up. Don't short a support level. That's the moral of the lesson here. Don't get short above support. That's the moral lesson. Especially here. If you got short here, boom. We got the dip, the rip, the failed breakdown here, and then the rip. The choo-choo train went up. Have you noticed that trend? Like, we sell overnight sometimes. Oh, the last two days we've sold off overnight. And there has been times where we rally overnight. Like, how do they do it overnight? Like, during the day, they won't just do a nice, trend sometimes. But how is it so that overnight they just kind of like, I don't know, they just do it so nicely sometimes. Oh my goodness, we didn't test 52. Come on. Come on. But so far it's looking good. We are basically pinging under 26 and above 52. So it's kind of like this table. It creates a table, which is a good thing. It'll do one of these, hopefully. Something like that. Something like that. Look, the trap's been laid. We're going up. I mean, I don't know how else I can put it. I want to get long again, but not here. But when we're on squeeze mode, we get a lack of setups, if you will. We don't get too many setups. And don't tell me just FOMOing long here is a setup. This is not no setup. Anywhere here is a FOMO long. Anywhere here is a FOMO long. Can it work? Abso-freaking-lutely. We are on squeeze mode. You can get long here right now and still make money. But that does not make it a good trade. I don't like to make money just because of making money. I like to make money because I know that what I'm looking at, my setup or what I've studied, what my plan is, I make money like that. I lose money with my strategy and my plan, and I make more money with my strategy and my plan. I don't need to FOMO long here. You gotta own it. You gotta be a trader with conviction. This was the setup right there. If I could just... Oh my gosh, this trap I should have traded. Right there. That's the beginning of the whole move. And that's why I often say that I don't like to take 5 or 10 points, because once that setup plays out, we get rippers. Look at that. From the 30, we're all the way at the 67 right now. We haven't got back tested 52 yet, so I cannot get long. I would have liked to see 52 get back tested before we hit resistance at 74, 76. But if we go straight for it, well, then I'll have to, again, rinse and repeat. Let 74, 76 break. Let it bounce from 89, and then I'll probably take this long of 74, 76. Once we have accepted that level. We'll see. Anyway. Well. Good thing we were not feeling bearish. We're going to be on the right side of history today, as we usually are. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I take the long down there? Oh. It was calling for it. It was just so good. I think if I hadn't taken this long here, I would have probably taken this one. But, oh well. Like I said, this is what happens. You got to put it into perspective. I used to be, before when I started trading, $500 would be in my wallet. I would be running. I would have been running away. I would have been like, how do I cash this out? How do I take it out? I need it in my wallet, right? Now I'm here crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm only up 550. Oh my god, I should have made fucking 2 grand today. God damn it. What scared me was yesterday. Yesterday, I saw that chart. I'm like, wow. I was worried that we were gonna, get 30 back again and chop around, but no. What a beautiful move back up. I think that's it for me. I mean, this thing is just gonna continue to go higher, and I don't want to have any FOMO towards it. Why does it keep doing that? This thing. We already nailed the trade. Like, what's more for me to do, really? The inevitable happened. 52 got hit. We broke it. I mean, what else is there for me to really say and do here now? Hey, I don't know if anybody uses Trading View, but I think they're doing their contest again. It's a paper trading contest, and whoever makes the most paper money, I guess they get a pretty big prize, which it's actually quite a bit. It's like 10 grand or more for being first place. They do it over a month. So if you're not sure about it, I would say go check it out. I mean, doesn't hurt, right? If you use TradingView, I don't know, but let me see if I can pull it up here. No. Oh my gosh, that's 74. Oh! What a setup. Look at that. Tell me that that is not the setup right there. That's why I always bid those levels. And today I didn't because I already had taken that long up there. And you can see the big difference when you get a bounce of support or you get the dip below support and then you get the rip back above support. Sheesh. That setup plays over and over and over and over again. Even another one overnight. Right here. We get the dip below support. We get the rip back above support. And then look at that. It's the same thing. Rinse and repeat. And then from the top, it's the same thing. It's the same goddamn thing. Wait for somebody to get taken out. Let it get back into the range. You take the short and then look at that. It's over and over. I don't know how the market plays it like this, but it's over and over again. Obviously, not all of them look like this, but it doesn't matter. Understanding that this is your long right here can keep you out of a lot of trouble. Oh my gosh, this thing what's up? I should have been up 3 grand or more today. Oh my gosh. What an easy day. Oh my god, it just keeps going up. Fudge, why couldn't it do it when I got long here at the Look at the bear flag. It is ugh. the bear flag right there. I think this is the best setup. When you have a bear flag above a support, everybody piles on short because of this stupid bear flag, but little do they know that they're shorting into a level of support. And then they'll be there trying to make freaking 4 points, 5 points, and then they miss this whole ripper. Gosh, though, I missed it too today. I can't even talk too much. I only made like 12 points. So we're getting the back test. Is this finally going to be the level we're going to chop around in at? I hope so. Maybe here somewhere. So I can take a long, but I don't want to just long here right now. This is not the same chart as it was down here. That's why I'm being like that. Oh my god, I should have taken the fucking long. So simple. 30. 52. Oh my gosh. It hurts to be good, I gotta say. Because it's hurting me right now not to have taken my own setup. I do this every day. I'm looking for the traps, and today I didn't take it. Because it's already a used up level. Look at this. So many bounces of 34, 36. The final bounce I thought was here. And then boom. This level's an ATM machine today. Gosh. What an ATM machine it was down here. Literally. Oh my god. This is the best setup. I will put it up against anybody. I'm not here to argue anybody. As long as you're making money, good for you. I'm just saying it from a long, from a perspective, from my perspective. And most importantly, I don't like to feel like a gambler. If I got long here, if you try to get short here, I remember I used to feel unconfident. Yes, they might work sometimes, but you always have that little bit of doubt. You got that bit of doubt when you don't trust your strategy 100%. And this strategy here, it's not a strategy, okay? It's called support. We flush, we reclaim, and I understand what happens here. So in that understanding of what happens creates confidence in what I do. And that confidence gets translated into feeling good about my trading, feeling good about my trades, holding for longer. And most importantly, I don't feel like a gambler. So I do like what I do with this particular strategy here. Support resistance is what really works. Think about it. Like, I don't really like to throw bash or anything, but if you really just stop and think about it just think about it logically. If you buy, let's say, this phone at $15, right? And you are, let's say, a millionaire or a billionaire, and you can buy all the phones you want, almost. And price comes back down to 15, you're gonna buy more so the price doesn't go any lower. And at that point, you're liking it because you're loading up. And let's assume that this iPhone has more demand for it, right? So then you start pumping it back up to 17, 20. You might take some profit off there, whatever. The point is simple. When price comes back down to 15, that buyer is buying those iPhones again, or potatoes. It really doesn't matter. The example is always the same. So the same thing applies to ES. Whoever is doing the buying, do you honestly think it's retail that's buying this? We have no influence over the market. Zero. Besides just acting as liquidity for the market. But whoever's doing the buying is buying ES, is buying the stock market at certain prices. They're buying, they're holding prices. And that's why support works. Because when we get to these levels, these buyers are aggressively buying. And I'm talking billions of dollars get dumped worth in there. Billions. Okay? We have no control over that. So it's best to trade with them. Don't fight it. Do not fight them. Just get with them. And this does those three things that I keep on talking about over and over and over again. I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet again. I really need to nail this home. Like your trading will change once you understand all this. You have a level of support. This orange line was that low currently there. Okay, we see this. You gotta look to the left, right? Filtering out what just happened. Okay, this is level of support. This is the support right there. Again, this is my perspective. I'm not trying to teach you anything. Just take it and I guess do what you will with that information. But that support, we flush the low of that support. We trap and we do three things. One, we take out the stops from these guys over here. Okay, we take them all out. And we do the second part of the trap, which is what? We pile on shorts. Anybody FOMO short, anybody thinking short, or that we're going to sell because the stock market is crashing or because the news or blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what they think about nowadays. Okay. That's the second part there. It traps the shorts. And lastly, well, not lastly, but their stops are going in here. And when we push back into the range, okay, we're going to take out their stops, which creates liquidity and a lot of volume to go back up. And then lastly, the market has done a beautiful thing. It creates stops here. It creates stops here. It has created stops there. And it has created stops here everywhere, right? So when we get pushing back up, it's a violent squeeze to the upside to take their stops to the upside. That's it. That is the trap. That's the game. That is sweet. All right, so I'm done for today. Let me stop this. Sorry if it sounded repetitive. I was recording a video to post up later. So I'm definitely done today. Like I said, as soon as we got started, we were on the XFAs. We grew them. We did our job for today. We nailed the trade. What more can we do? We didn't short. We didn't do anything stupid. And we knew to wait for price to get down to our levels down here. We didn't FOMO long here. Didn't FOMO long here. We wait for price to get down here. So as always, it was a pleasure being here. I didn't stream yesterday, but if I had to take a guess, I would have been long. I'm going to let the market cool off, do whatever it wants to do. Stay safe. There's a lot of volatility. Anything can change at any single minute. So don't do anything dumb. If you got profit, save it. Conserve it. There's no need to get greedy in this game. There's always another day. There's always another setup. The only thing that really matters is that you are green. Can you profit on the day? Boom. If yes, good. Walk away. Oh my goodness, we got... I'm not doing it. I'm done. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the support. This is actually the first stream. Hey, I'm just going to say it. This is the first stream. I got some likes on there, so I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. It's good. We're growing a little bit, so that's always a good thing. But oh my goodness, the Ripper again. Is this trap gonna actually hold? You can see that this was support. Whoops. We got support right there. We get the dump, and then we get the pump right back above support. Can we push it up higher? I don't know. I'm not going to guess. I am done. I already made money. I'm good. I'm happy with that. We'll see what happens today. I might trade in the afternoon. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe not. I got some stuff to do. All right. Well, peace. Thank you for watching. I will be back here. If not later, definitely tomorrow. Waiting for the trap and to see who the hell's going to get blown up tomorrow with shorts or the longs. But yeah, I'm not going to guess. I don't know. But I do think that 54.50 wants to get hit. That's what, 200 points higher. I'm not saying it's going to happen now, but that could be the direction for the market for the next couple of days. So, yeah. Peace. No, no, no.